Alright, hey guys, it's Abomination9 here. Today we're going to be playing some of the Secret World. Now, this probably just going to be a one-off, because I don't think I can do like multiple videos of this, but it's an MMO about like, I don't know, occult stuff, or things that go bump in the night. I kind of describe it as like things that go bump in the night or whatever, but I don't know what to start off with. I guess I'll start off with the map. Now, starting off, we're on Solomon Island, I think, is what this place is called, and this is Kingsmouth Town, which is only 1/3 of Solomon's Island. Solomon Island is essentially 3 maps. It's 3 maps that are this size. So your starting area is essentially 3 maps this size, which are pretty big. You can see if you can spot out the church on this map, which might be kind of hard, because you can't see my mouse, so I can highlight over myself. You can see, should be able to see Abomination9 there. That's where the church is, so that's how big these maps are. So that's how big the starting area is, I guess I'll call it the starting area. But for your first mission, you go to this town, which we go to Kingsmouth, but there's also Blue Mountain and the Savage Shores? Or Savage Coast, I think, for the 3 towns. The 3 parts of this map. Savage Coast, yeah. And you can see here that I have all this stuff written down. I'm just going to go over everything I can think of. These little bullet points, I guess you could call them, those are things I've written down. Those aren't things that are actually on the map. So like if I click on the map and click add marker and then blah, see, and then just put a waypoint over there, which I'm going to delete that. So those aren't there naturally. You have to do those yourself. And almost all of these are quests that I've found. All side quests, I should say. Because you can't get these without actually finding them. You actually have to go out and search and explore the map to find these side quests. And once you find them, they still won't show up on your map. So you actually have to like mark them down. It's just a strategy that I use. I don't know. Someone might actually just think they can remember every single like side quest area in the game or whatever. But I have them written down so I don't forget. And I just have like the greater than sign next to them means I've done them. I pretty much like, in my opinion, 100%ed a lot of this. Well, not 100%ed, but a huge percentage I've finished of every single part of the maps. Like, this is just like the first third I said. There's 2 other thirds to Solomon Island, and I've pretty much done the exact same thing there, except on the 3rd island, I'm still working on the 3rd island. Now, I've put like 83 hours into this game, so I know a lot about the game. I'm not like just a new person coming to the game. I've played it for 83 hours so far. And I really like it. So next, I guess we can talk about the quest. So here you can see that this is how many quests you can have. You can't have any more than these 6. The one on the top is your story, which carries on throughout every area. So you kind of don't, once your story mission takes you to a new area, you want to stop doing your story mission and then start doing every mission in that map that you can do. So every mission you can do in this map, and once it tells you to go to the Savage Coast, which is, I think you can go get there from here, this trail here, which you can't really tell. This trail here, see where it says add marker, that's where the trail is. That leads to the Savage Coast, and you do everything there, and then once it wants you to go to the Blue Mountain, you do everything in Blue Mountain before you continue on to your story quest. And then you have your dungeons, so you have 1 slot for dungeons, 1 slot for mains, which mains are like what you get from actual NPCs like this. So these are all main quests here. And then you have 3 side missions, which would be the things I have marked down on the map themselves, like all these names and stuff. So it's kind of cool that you can only have so many quests at a time. I guess a lot of people would like to pick up every single thing they can, but I don't know, I'm fine with it being like this. Now, skills, I guess. Here is the radial wheel, I guess you could say. Also, I really hope that there isn't like pink static over here in the top left corner. If there is, my bad. Because that, for some reason, sometimes it shows up in the recording, which it's just the information of my recorder telling me how long the video's been going or whatever, and the frame rate. So you have this radio wheel of skills. Now you're only allowed to have 7 skills and 7 actives and 7 passives, but you can have everything on this wheel. So there's no classes. There's no classes. There's no, I don't know what else you would say. You're not stuck being something. They said there's 525 abilities here, which you probably can't see because in the middle of the radio wheel it says 78 out of 525. You can have all 525 skills on this wheel. You're not limited to anything. You're just only allowed to have 7 actives and 7 passes at a time. But you can like switch out on the fly. Like I have, let's see, so I can go to like pistols or something, and like dump this here. So now I have that skill. So you could probably like quick switch that stuff. Like if you're in a fight in a group and you have someone drawing aggro and then there's nothing hitting you, you can just go to your radio wheel and start dumping other skills on there, I guess, as long as you have the right weapons to go with it. But I need to go back to, is it this one? Get that back on there. No, not that one. Where was it? This one. And so I think you have magic, you have elementism or elementalism. Like I know the word. It's just I'm having a hard time saying it. It's just, I guess it's just a word I have a hard time saying. Chaos and blood magic. This is your magic category. Elementism is obviously you're using elements: electricity, fire, ice. Chaos, I forgot what chaos is. Blood magic, obviously you're using blood. Chaos, I don't necessarily know what that is, because I didn't really dabble in it too much. But I guess you can just tell by what it's called, chaos. So it probably has to do with like changing the battlefield or something, I guess. Obviously confusion and stuff like that. Blood magic, I think, is healing stuff. See, anything that's green, that's green skills like this means it's a heal. So they have a lot of heals. So you saw like this branch here, it was all heals. There's heals in this one. And this one. There's heals in this one. So I don't know what these blue ones are. These blue ones sometimes might be heals. So I have a blue one here, but that's just like a special active ability. But yeah, the blood magic is heals, but you can also get heals here. A heal for yourself. And the miscellaneous one up top. So we can go, we got shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, and I did not realize it's going to take this long to explain everything in the game. So shotguns is obviously AoE kind of damage in front of you. Some of the stuff are just single targets, but I don't know if it has like high damage. I wouldn't really necessarily say it has high damage because I've looked over the stuff and some of it isn't too damaging, but I don't know. Pistols, I guess, is like rate of fire. Assault rifles might be high damage. I haven't looked into too much of the stuff. I just went straight to elementalism, and didn't really look into anything else, which was my fault. I kind of dabbled a little bit in shotguns. As you can see here, I have this full tree all the way down this block here, but I got rid of it. Like, I just went all elementalism. But then I realized that on this side, like, there's an extra tab on this side. See, this just shows you the skills, but you open up this tab, this is skills, but you open up further and you have decks, which decks are kind of like a thing to build around, and I'm kind of like working on Paladin. You can see it has these numbers. That's why these numbers are highlighted like this, because it's telling me where I need to put points in to become a Paladin. So you can kind of have classes like that, where which you kind of just call decks, so all these are kind of like classes, like this one. So it changes my numbers, and you have this one. Again, changes the numbers and stuff of what to put stuff into. And I'm working on Paladin right now, but I'm strictly just using what I initially got before I started playing around with decks until I finish getting this, and I'll go that, which It's a pistol sword build, I think. Yeah, it's a pistol swords. And I'm almost done. I just need 3 more skills, which will take a long time because you need a lot of AP to get that. But whenever you get a deck, you get like a prize or whatever, a reward for building a deck up all the way. So you can see the Maverick and Polarizer have like little boxes next to them. That means I've gotten those. But you can see here what you get for rewarding. And here's the this is the Maverick reward you get. You get this outfit. The Polarizer, this is the outfit you get for that. But yeah, I really wanted this outfit because I'm a Templar, so I kind of really wanted that. So that's why I'm working on that. You obviously get all this other kind of stuff. All this stuff looks like dragon stuff though, which is weird. Oh, that's not dragon. All that stuff on top was very dragon, clearly. So I guess I'll just go over all the outfits you can unlock by completing these decks. So that one's not cool. What's that one called? Crusader? I might work for that sometimes. What is he? Oh my god, he needs like so much pistol stuff. So he's pistols and hammers. Executioner. Is this a dragon or no? It has to be Templar stuff. I think this is Templar stuff. He is fists and chaos. The Exorcist. Oh my god! If I would have known, I would have went Exorcist. This looks pretty cool. I'll probably work on the Crusader and the Exorcist next. Gladiator. He is chaos and assault rifles. The Magus is elementalism and shotguns, which is what I would have been initially, but if I would have known there was like a deck for it, I probably would have went that first. But like what's lame is that like I have this bar full all the way to the max, and the Magus doesn't even use that. I guess it uses 2 here, which I actually have Cold Wave in that section. But yeah, it requires so many like high level stuff that takes forever to get. Like these outer ring sections take a long time to fill up because you need a lot of AP to get. You need like 200 plus AP to get in there, and it takes a while. You get like 1 AP. Let me see. Like you see these bars on the bottom of the screen, like the very bottom. Like there's a bar in the. It's separated into thirds. I think you get 1 AP per third of this bar, so you can see how long it would take to get that much. Paladin, like that's what I'm working on. Preacher, that's kind of cool, I guess. The Puritan, that's not bad either. These are all, I think, Templar specific outfits and builds possibly. I don't know about the builds, but the outfits I think are Templar specific. I think if you're a dragon or an Illuminati, you would be you would get different costumes for this, because obviously these have like the Templar cross on them. So Illuminati wouldn't be caught wearing a Templar cross. I guess unless they were like a spy or whatever. The soldier, the warlock, witch hunter, and this one you get for getting everything. So this isn't really a Templar thing. You just get this outfit if you fill this entire wheel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is everything. So if you get all 525 skills, you get this outfit, which I guess is kind of cool. It's not too amazing, but it's kind of alright for getting everything. And then we can go to skills, which is a whole different kind of branch. You get like 1 skill point every often, I guess. So this is for like the things you wear. So, but it's kind of like defensive area, I guess. So this gives you magic defense. This gives you health defense. This gives you physical defense. And this stuff gives you more damage, but you need points into these skills if you want to use that weapon. So if you want to use a shotgun, you need at least 1 point into this. And if you want to use better shotguns, you need to have higher percent, because they need items have like a limit. Like you can see, this has a this pistol here has a QL 6, which means you need to have a 6 in pistols to use that pistol. which actually I forgot I need to build up. That's the next thing I need to be doing, is building up my pistol to use that one. So yeah, I have foreign blades, foreign pistols, because that's what I'm going to be moving into Paladin. My elemental is at 7, clearly, because I'm an elementalist. You can see that they kind of like separate into 2 branches, unlike these are only separated in 1. So you can get support or damage. I just went all damage. Because I didn't, the support I was like whatever, but it barely does anything. Like you can see here, like it's only going to move up like a nudge. Like the 19 goes to 20 in the next upgrade, so it's really expensive to get barely a change, but you might as well put points into something. And it's kind of like, well, putting points in this lets you use more damaging items or weapons or whatever. So yeah, and that sound was the fact that one of my quests went up on cooldown, I believe. Yeah, they are called Darkness has expired, the cooldown on that. Because you can redo quests in this game. Like, all quests can be redone after doing them. They just have a cooldown. So when you hear that sound, that means quests can be taken up again. So I think I've explained the wheel and the skills enough. So here's the inventory. You can buy more inventory space, which is actual in-game credit. I've opened it up to 120, so it's it should be like 10. I've adjusted it to be 10 across, and then I just move it down a notch every time I buy another expansion, another 10 down. So we're obviously like 12 and 10 across. Oh, what is this? This is a chaos focus, alright. So yeah, anything here can be broken down. This might as well just be like an exploration into the secret world or whatever, because I'm just doing like a complete rundown of the game and not even, I haven't even started on the mission. This is going to be like a really long episode. So I just opened up the assembly thing. So everything can be broken. Are these fists? That is a fist weapon, so I'll break that down to show you. So these runes and all this stuff right here is crafting materials that this blue section here, so from this thing to this thing over here, these kind of like light navy blue colors in the middle of the inventory, those are crafting materials. There's green stuff, those are glyphs. Well, these things here are glyphs, which you can attach to weapons when you put them in there. Like if I put this and then a glyph, it'll give it that buff, whatever this buff is, which gives a major increase in magical protection and a minor increase in defense rating. So that's what glyphs do. They kind of just add an extra buff to your weapons if they don't already have one. It will replace the secondhand buffs on your weapon if it already has them. So that's kind of lame, but you can only have so much. So yeah, the crafting stuff, you can, let me see, if you have the right kit, which I have a consumable here, which I can show you. So if I drag this here and grab some metal, the right kind of metal, I think this is the right one. Yeah, so there you go. I put a bunch of metal into like a can shape, and it makes energy drinks that give you that block damage for 10 seconds, that much amount of damage for 10 seconds. So that's kind of, you can use stuff to craft consumables, but everything can be broken down for the most part. So what am I doing? Why am I taking too long? So say if I put this, wait, get the tool out of there. If I put these fists in there, it gets broken down into metal, two ruins, I guess, the wheel ruin and the lull ruin. So yeah, 7 metal and 2 ruin, well 3 ruins up there, and then like 1 ruin down there, and that makes a fists, I guess. So you can kind of like put this stuff in there to try to figure out how to make specific items. Just to see, so if I ever wanted to make a fist, now I know how. It's this shape here, and you just assemble that, and you get the stuff added. And I'm gonna sort that. Same thing with consumable. What is this? Physical protection for 60 minutes. So you dump that in there, and it uses the Koru ruin in a bottle shape, and that would make a physical protection rating. So all the consumables use different kind of things. So this energy drinks use metal. This is these ones right here that give you resources, which we can go into later, those can't be broken down. What is this drink here? Penetration. Penetration uses the Trinity Ruin. We got anything else? Penetration. What are these pills? Evade. Evade uses the Yggdrasil Ruin in a bottle shape, obviously. So yeah, you got that stuff. I think that goes over like the crafting kind of stuff. So there's a crafting system, but it's kind of expensive because you need a toolkit, and when you use a toolkit, it goes away after crafting. So that's kind of lame. So you can only use it once. I'll actually show you consumable. I'll make another imperfect metal. That was a barrier? I think. Imperfect water. Do I need base water or imperfect? Okay, yeah. So imperfect water is a heal one. So you can see this heals 65 for 10 seconds. So that's 650 health over 10 seconds. So I just put water in a bottle shape and it gave me that. And so I have 4 of those now. And you see my tool is gone, so it gets kind of expensive that way, unless you find them. I found most of the kits I found, but the consumables I had to buy. So I don't know if you can find consumable toolkits out in the wild or whatever. Now, what else? There also is a in-game store. Is it semicolon? Yeah, it's comma. So here's the in-game store. You can buy stuff. If you have the Massive Edition, which I do, you get all this stuff here. So if you buy the Massive Edition of the game, you get the issue 5, 6, and 7, which are DLC, and all this extra swag, I guess. Also, this energy drink, where is it at? This Slurpee or whatever. Is it even here still? This Slurpee here. It gives you 100% more experience for monster kills for an hour, and you can use it every 16 hours. So it's a consumable that can be consumed indefinitely, just on a timely basis. So that's pretty cool. And the DLC is here. So you have the issues here. So like I said, 5, 6, and 7 of the DLC are added, and you see they don't cost me. I bought issue 8, so I also have issue 8. But issue 9 and 10 are things I don't have, which have to do with Tokyo, so it's Japan. So that's kind of lame. That I really want those, but I haven't even left the base of the story. Like, the story is nowhere near being done. I'm still on the starting area, and I played 83 hours. I mean, I am trying to 100% this entire area before I move on. But, I mean, you can see, like, this game is pretty long. That I'm still in Solomon Island, albeit the size of a Fallout map. Potentially larger. Solomon Island altogether, not just this map, because this map, like I was saying earlier, this map isn't all of Solomon Island. It's just 1/3 of the entire map. So this is only 1/3 of the map that we're on currently. And what else is there anything else? Because my skill bar goes down here. Like I've already said that you can only have 7 actives and 7 passives. This is my health down here. I don't think there's anything else. I guess since we're just going over everything, I might as well. On the top right, you can click this lock up there, and it'll let you adjust everything around there, how the HUD works or whatever, and then you unlock it. And then there's the time. Apparently, you can switch between end-game time and real time. This would be your, and then next to the time is your Wi-Fi or whatever, your internet signal. Why is this, like, this person just keeps standing in there? I think we can actually move on to the game. So I'm playing in first person right now, and I kind of play like this, which pressing tab or whatever. I started the tab, but it was like T before to freely move. Because if you don't have that, you have to actually left click to look around like that. And that's then kind of annoying, so I have it set to, I always play like this, but you can obviously scroll out and then get like the full like view, and you can see me in my Templar gear, and I have a bandana on and my ponytail. This is like the second rank Templar gear, I think. As you press C here, you can see my, like I said, you have 2 weapons on you at a time. So I have the focus and the pistols, though the pistols don't really do anything because I'm not using any pistol abilities. And you have your 3 talismans here, or your 3 minors and 3 majors, which are just your equipment that give you buffs. And then your head talisman, which is, this is pigment. But I'm mostly go for things that have like a lot of health. I don't know if I have anything that has a small amount of health. Most things have a lot here. 300. Yeah, this one's like the smallest health I have on something. So yeah, here's your titles. You can switch between your titles here. And here's my rank. It's like 2-star winged Templar, which I think is 6, potentially 6 in. I'm not sure, because you got 3-star with just a Templar symbol, and then you get the wings, and then you start getting stars from there. So it might be 6 or so. I don't know. I don't know what rank I am, but I think you can only get this outfit, which you go to the dressing room, and uniform. This is the one you start off with. You can see the shoulders and the wrists are different, and this is the higher version, which again the shoulders and the wrists change. I have also the other stuff. You have the Maverick and the polarizer, so you can see. You can also change individual parts as well, which I don't have too much stuff, but I do have some stuff you're gonna get through. So this is the hoodie you get for the Massive Edition, so Steam. This you get for finding everything. It's for one of the achievements. This is for doing all the Innsmouth Academy stuff. I don't know if it's for finding all the lore or, well, 100%ing the quest there, but this is the Academy sweater or jacket or whatever, which takes place on the Savage Coast. The Academy's on Savage Coast, it's not here. This is another Massive Edition bonus you get. Tracksuit, I forgot what you get this for, but it has to do with something. It probably has to do with the blades or something, because it's obviously Jet Li's thing. But what we got for the chest? So you got, well, you can't really tell because of the coats, but maybe you can see it now. You see like this baby Cthulhu, then the Steam, and it's just a tank or whatever. Face, which is the blindfold I'm already wearing, and the cap, which for some reason I'm not putting it on. There we go. And here's a cap you get for doing certain quests in this area, actually. I think it's either lore or a bunch of quests here. You get this cap for the town, but the only reason I don't wear this stuff is clearly, as you can see, this town, Solomon, or this city, or whatever, island, is very Illuminati influence, which is why I'm not going to be caught wearing Illuminati contraband. So yeah, I just unlocked it, so I don't know if there's going to be any areas that are Templar related, but this whole area is heavily influenced by the Illuminati, so. And I'm going to be playing first person for the most part until we get to like maybe a fight or something, and I'll go third person because frame rate will probably like die hard. Now the quest that I was going to do, this is actually a little bit loud. I don't know if I'm gonna. No, I won't turn it down. I'll just talk louder. We are going to go to Madame Regret or whatever. So I think that'll be a good showing of how quests work. So she's this way. You press X, you can start sprinting, and you can press middle mouse button to auto run. So I'm not pressing it right now. It's just walking by itself now. Madame should be over here, and I'm being chased by zombies right now. Guys, I might as well. Now you see, this is just your. Well, you probably couldn't hear me, but this is your like typical MMO kind of thing where you just sit there and spam abilities. Unfortunately, now I'm going to the volume so that I don't get too overwhelmed. Though the only problem with that is the fact that I'm using the new mic finally that I got, but it still has a lot of background noise, so that's kind of lame. Oh yeah, the pets. Here's your pet thing. There's 2 pages of pets that you can get in the game. And some you actually have to unlock, I guess. But This one you get for just the massive edition again. So it should be, well, it's next to hers. Which one's mine? Like, that one's mine. So we're coming down to Madame. So you don't really have to read in these, which one? The Raven? Not that one. Can you even do it? The Vision, this one. The Vision. Now I'm already doing a mission, so it's going to cancel the one I'm already doing, but I don't really care. So, you know, whatever. So Madame Regat has a vision of the of your future. Follow the vision. Now, this game's kind of really good. I think Star Wars might do this too. The Old Republic or whatever. I forgot what it's called. But missions, you don't sit there reading a wall of text for 5 hours. It's actually a cutscene with voice acting. Your character is obviously the silent protagonist, so he or she will never say anything. But all the NPCs who have quests will talk and have cutscenes. And I didn't really point this out, but hold on. Oh, there's your quest thing. But these little symbols here are NPCs. So there's an NPC here. There's one here. There's one there. This one up here isn't an NPC, but it might as well be. This is an NPC here. There's one back here. There's 3 in this here. This is deputies, the sheriff's office. So there's 3 people here. There's one, the priest we just came from. There's a hippies up there. There's this skater kid that lives there in the skate park. So yeah, all these people have cutscenes and stuff. Oh, then there's 3 people up here. They're Rochi's base camp, whatever. So yeah, all those people have cutscenes. So it's really in depth like that. And like I've said, there's like a billion quests here, and this is only the first town. And this isn't even I'll probably walk to another area just so you can see the fact that I'm saying this map isn't just this. It's 3 different separate maps. Except. So hopefully this goes in the cutscene. Okay, cool.
It was always about deception. The crystal ball, the gypsy clothes, the fake accent. Cheap props to make the fortune cookies easier to swallow. My customers, they bought into it because they wanted to. If there's no free will, if it's all about fate, life is a whole lot simpler. We can just say, hey, it was meant to be, and get on with it. That's the key to fortune telling. That's why people fall for it. We're all prisoners of our search for a higher meaning. It's all about mutual deception. I never believed I was telling people anything they didn't already know. Until now. I have waking dreams. Visions. I see auras. Auras! Yours, by the way, is bright enough to blind me. I see through the eyes of others. I can even see into the future, for real. The paths of fate, clear as day. It's almost like I've become who I've pretended to be all these years. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. I could be going crazy. I wouldn't blame myself if I was going, oh, great. Here we go again. I'm having another vision. They come and go like headaches. I can't really control them. Quick, before it passes.
I just realized, why is my blindfold on?
I see your twin paths. One leads to salvation, the other to defeat. I see black tendrils rising to embrace you. Voices whispering in your ear. Corruption from within and from without. Something rising from the bottomless deep to devour us all. To turn day into night. Sorry. I see something else. Our paths intertwine, converge, and at the end of it, Exodus. Inescapable, permanent, fated. On the tip of the pyramid, your path shall be revealed. That's as good as it's gonna get. Make of it what you will. Sometimes I get more visions, like the aftershocks of an earthquake. If that happens, I'll let you know. You won't even have to pay my usual fee. Let's call it a freebie, sweetie.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to my blindfold. I must have taken it off. Yeah, I'll put it back on. Yeah, it's on. What the heck? Why was it taken off of the cutscene? What the heck? Oh yeah, and also every NPC you find that's a quest giver will have dialogue. So on top of everyone having a cutscene, you can also talk to them, and they'll actually speak to you with information you don't have to read. So like we can talk to her about herself, which she's a harlot. She's a bit of a harlot, but
You might have heard some rumors about me. It's not true. Not all of it. I mean, sure, before all this happened, I was an active young woman. You know, I like to play. But that doesn't give anybody the right to badmouth me. Small towns are all the same, filled with small-minded and petty people.
so yeah, you just talk to her about all this stuff, but we're not gonna sit here and do that because, well, it glitched out for some reason. Probably because of the resolution I'm playing at. Also, there's like so many cats. Like, I don't know what's up with the cats. I haven't figured it out. Like, there's cats everywhere. Like, in the hub town, there's like... Also, I don't know why the subtitles are not showing. I just saw them show up there for a second. I don't know why they weren't showing earlier, but... So, yeah. A lot of the quests are like this one, which is why I picked this one up, because I remember this one isn't a hold your hand kind of mission. You can see here, it's not telling me where to go. That green X and that purple X on the top have nothing to do with this quest. The blue X. The blue X is my story, and the purple is a dungeon. This is what was it? A main mission, so it's what? I guess it should be like that dark green or brown or red or whatever. And so you literally have to listen to what the heck she tells you to figure out. Now, I should remember everything, so we're going to Pyramid Point, because that's what she said. She said something about a pyramid. You can also click on the mission to see what she said. So, on the tip of the pyramid. So we're going to walk to Pyramid Point, which is actually slightly far away. So this is going to be like an hour-long video. I haven't figured out if my like BAMF is like fast and makes me faster. I'm going to talk about my well, I can't do it now. You're not allowed to sprint when you're being hunted. You see the orange on above my skills means there's enemies aggro on me. But yeah, you can only sprint before or after aggro. Once you're aggro, you can't sprint. Like if you're sprinting and then become aggroed on, your sprinting won't go away. But if you do anything that causes it to go away during the aggro, you won't be able to sprint again until until the aggro's off of you. Now, we should almost be there. I'm not going to spoil too much, but you can see that there's like some fishermen over there. What's with the view distance? What the heck? It's not very far for some reason. I think it's just because this place is foggy. Maybe it's because it's just foggy. Well, there is some kind of action-ish to the gameplay. It's not just all stand there and spam abilities. Because you can dodge, but you can only dodge like moves that are like clearly being what's the word? I can't think of the word right now for some reason. Being broadcasted. Like if you see a move being broadcasted, well then obviously dodge, which it's like a white outline with a radio coming. So this is Pyramid Point here.
I had another vision. Shadows. Long shadows. From the old boughs of the fairy forest. The flickering lights of the foolish fire guiding your path. Come, come, they beckon. Does this make any sense to you?
Now, as you can see here, now I'm just going to go straight and tell you how this all works. Now, you might think like shadows or things calling beckoning you, or they beckon and shadows and stuff. And you might notice there's a lighthouse kind of in front of you, which is not the answer, but the whole beckoning thing and the fire, blah, 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 might trick you, the lights or whatever, but it's this part here, Fairy Forest. Now, on the map, you'll see over here, there's a place called Wisp Woods, which woods are a forest, and wisps can be categorized as fairies. So, you can use common sense to dictate that that's where you need to go. So again, it's not holding my hand. I have to actually decipher what she's telling me and where to go. It doesn't get as easy after this one. This one and the previous one were easy, but I think the third I can't jump over. The third and the fourth one or fifth one aren't easy. You can also tell how long the mission is. You can see under the name of this mission, which is called The Vision. It says tier 2 of 6. 6 would be the end, and we're barely on tier 2. We're going this way. Wait, do I have to cut through here? Yeah, I do. And I am running, so I don't have to worry about that. Hopefully I don't get aggroed by the wisp, but most likely I will. So there's a wisp right there. There should be a big tree there in the middle. And I think I just have to get close enough to the tree. Get like a nice shot there. There's a Illuminati scum there sitting on this tree. Right there. So I'm in the shadow of the tree. I don't know if you have to be in the shadow or what.
More visions. This time there's bees. The incessant buzzing of bees. And flowers. Flowers blooming out of season. To mark the path ahead.
Now, you wouldn't really understand this one if you didn't actually play the game, but there's a fast travel area called Agra. What's it called? Specifically, I forgot how to say it. This right here, Agartha. So this teleports you straight to the fast travel area, but you can walk there, and it's kind of like a hub area that you can literally go anywhere in the world to. Like it's just like wooden pathways and bees and stuff like that floating around, and it's like this whole lore. Like we can go to the lore section, which you find like lore laying around, and go to the lore, and then is it? No, here is the lore, and I don't think it's here. I would assume it would be the hub worlds. Global maybe. Mysteries? The buzzing. I have this one maxed out actually. So here's the story about the buzzing or whatever. This is what they're called. So you wouldn't really understand that if you didn't know that, but over here is the Agartha entrance. So from here we go there. Because that has to do with bees and flowers. Which can I get there from back here? I should be able to. I don't think there's any. Oh, I've already done that one. I'm not really dealing with that wisp because he hit me, but there it did undo my sprints finally. There's a guy up there. Oh, it's just a zombie. They'll eventually unaggro. As you can see, the music went away, so they're not aggroed on me anymore. I'm gonna go back past this guy, which was his name, Jack Boone, which is voiced by the experiment has expired. You hear that sound? The fact that it is no longer cooldown. Steve Blum, or Steve Bloom, Steve Blum, however you want to say it. He's a famous voice actor. That guy's voiced by.
They keep coming. The visions. It's exhausting. Now I see an angel guarding hollowed ground, sword in hand to ward off evil and to guide the way.
So now we would go back to the church because we're obviously talking about religious stuff. There is where it says Kingdom's War Memorial. That is actually a angel wielding a sword. So like if you had not explored this area and just found this quest or did this quest without any kind of precursor, you would be like confused, like roaming around everywhere because you're like, where the heck do we go? But obviously I've done this mission before, so, and I've explored this place from head to toe, so we can just talk to Jack Boone real quick so you can hear Steve Blum's voice.
I come from the south, the real old south. My partner Wolf and I ride for a higher authority. When you need to know us, you'll know us. You got a whole lot to learn about the secret world first, kid. And when you're all learned up, then you gotta understand what you learned.
Also, he isn't done talking. You can max these out. Like, he'll say something else next, and once there's a green check where there's like this bubble is, then it'll actually be okay. He said his entire dialogue, but that's just the first sentence of his dialogue. You have to keep clicking on it over and over again after he's done talking to get the rest of his dialogue. So now we're off to the church. We're going to auto walk there while Oh, we're gonna have to go past the freaking deputy, the sheriff's office, and that's gonna like kill the frame rate to like 0. So I'm not gonna go by there because there's obviously like 100 people there, and this is an MMO. It's not gonna be that well optimized. I don't think I'm walking to any trees. Doesn't really matter. I think I aggroed someone, but it doesn't matter. This area is too baby for me. Okay, we're coming on Elm Street, so I just wanted to... Also, you can see on the bottom right, it shows that how much AP I have right now, which is 3. How much I have to use. Shoot, the deputy's office is right there. Or the sheriff. I keep saying the deputy's office. The sheriff's office is over there. This is like a 14 gig video. Jesus Christ. Can I just cut through here? Yeah, I can. And that was a ladder I just passed. You can use ladders in this game, so you can climb that and get onto the roofs. So the church is up the street. Up, what is this? What street are we on? Lovecraft Street, and we get to make a right on Arkham Avenue. And there's a lot of stuff to explore on here. Like I say, there's lore sitting around. I've already found most of the lore, if not all of it, on this map, and they kind of look like little honeycombs as to like represent kind of like the buzzing or whatever. But if I come up to this payphone, you can actually see there's a phone book here. I can look at the phone book and I can see all the stores and what streets they're on. So you'd actually need to look at phone books and stuff like this, because say a quest is like, hey, go here, and you're like, where the heck is that? Look at the phone book, like you would in real life. Like, well, no, I don't know if you would probably use Google or something, but in kind of like this kind of situation, you'd use like a phone book, and it tells you like where all these stores are at and stuff. And HP Arts and Crafts, Lobster Trap, King of Books, Jack and Wednesday, Wendy's, the Town Hall, etc. Now we need to go behind the church, not into the church. I might have to fight some guys. Yeah, see. Unfortunately, I have to fight them, but no big deal. Oh, these guys might aggro too. Whoa, light freaked out there. That's because I got too close to the she actually wants to fight her. Well, I'll help her. She just dumped them on me and then ran. What the heck? Oh, I got too close to the building. Because, like, the buildings themselves are zones. So if you get inside of a building, it zones into a new area. And when you leave it, it's a different area. So that's why the lighting keeps changing like that.
This had better be the last one. Terrifying. The cold, dead eyes of the innocent stare at you from the gallows. Their blank gaze a mirror to the past and the future.
Now this one I didn't really understand, but there's this bridge here, I think, Langmore Bridge, which, again, you would only know if you explored this place from head to freaking toe, or there's some clue I did not find. But let's read that over again. Cold dead eyes of the innocent stare at you from the gallows. Their blank gaze a mirror to the past and the future. Now, again, exploration is key here, because it was really hard for me to figure this out. Because I was like, where is the gallows in this place? Like, I've seen people, I think witches or whatever, like, or some people with innocent in the name, but it wasn't them. Also, these gravestones here, you can read them, and again, more information to further help you later on. You can read these and see. This is actually Langmore himself, John Langmore. That's where we're going to, right? The Langmore Bridge? Yeah. I guess if I knew how that guy... I just dodged, by the way, on accident. But yeah, like I was saying, you can dodge telegraphed moves, which is the word I was looking for. Which I'll dodge again in a second. So you can dodge, but it's only for telegraphed moves. You might be able to get away from like moves that are not so telegraphed, but Oops, pressed the wrong button. It's gonna take us a while to walk over there, and this is like seriously like an hour-long video. I gotta figure out what to call this, like the Secret World complete overview and gameplay, maybe? Is that an okay title for that? I think that's an okay title. So that, I don't know if it would be a complete overview, but I've done a heck of a try at talking about everything I can. Okay, luckily that person didn't aggro on me. I don't know if there's anything I've missed. Oh, nudity. This game has a lot of nudity in it. That's something I haven't talked about. I'm not really cool with that kind of stuff in my games or whatever. But you know, whatever, they chose to put a lot of nudity, and nudity as far as monsters go, not necessarily humans. You can see these regular zombies are naked. But like some like drenched zombies or drenched females have our chest or top naked or whatever. So most of the females in this game are top naked that I've seen so far. And I'm not obviously gonna go find one, but there was one on the screen earlier when I was looking at the shore, and there was like a kind of female silhouette out there. That person was one of the Draugs. The kind of spoilers for the spoilers for the story, what's going on in this place, because that's supposed to be the point. What the heck is going on in this town? But yeah, Langmore Bridge, dedicated to the works of Kingsmouth Mayor John Langmore and to law, justice, and reparation. May the unquite dead of the hanged man span accept the lot passed to them in their life and proceed to the next without sin. But yeah, hang man. And we're talking about the gallows. So we're talking about people being hung here, and the vision was about the gallows. So we come here, and a guy will spawn in the middle, hopefully. I mean, behind us, apparently. The cat's kind of in the way, but
that's all of it. The storm is past, for now. I don't know what lies at the end of this road, but it's not good for any of us.
now, obviously, like doing any kind of killing was easy because I'm so high of a level, and I have so much health too. But I didn't show off my elementalism BAMF or whatever, my blink or whatever. So that's the blink. It goes 10 meters in front of me, so you can actually use that to kind of dodge. That's kind of how I play. I'm very like, what is it, denial or get away from me. So my Q sticks them in place, kind of like jail, keeps them in a cell. It puts the orange bars around them and keeps them in place for me to take pot shots at them until it breaks. And then this is an AoE that freezes enemies around me, again, so I can take pot shots. And also my 3 puts like a thing on the ground, an AoE on the ground, that does more damage to things that are hindered, which hindered being them being stuck in place. So I can combo that with those abilities. But I was more AoE focused since I'm playing by myself, so I had a lot more AoE moves, like fireballs and my ultimate, which my ultimate is my Q here, which is a jail cell, which was, I actually should be able to put it on and use it, this overload, because I don't think it requires me to have a target. So it's electricity, fire, and then ice at the end, so that ice will stick them on the ground, just like the other ice. So that also is a stay in place move, but the problem being that it doesn't do as much damage as this Molten Earth skill. Okay, yeah, I know that. That's why. Oh, you can't equip abilities that are recharging. Oh, okay, so that's okay. I'm gonna have to wait for that. But yeah, so I went back to just using a cage. I had to go like the target-based items. I had way more AoE than this, but unfortunately I had to. And then you can send in the report and that's how you get your experience or whatever. And the leader of the Templars or whatever usually has something to say. I assume the same thing for the Illuminati. The Illuminati's leader would say something to you, and the Dragon's leader would say something to you. And so those are the three factions. So I should have gone over that. The Templars, the Illuminati, and the Dragon are the three factions in the game. And that actually put me over. So I have 4 AP and 4X SP. So that should be it. The only thing I didn't really cover was the character creation, but I don't really care. I went over a lot. This is a freaking 55-minute, gonna probably be like an hour-long video. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in to the next episode, which probably won't be this. I'm going to be trying to do some Garden Warfare stuff, but that was actually a little bit fidgety for me for today. I don't know why. That game usually plays at like 100 frames. But today it started stuttering. I don't know if it was the new drivers that came out for my graphics card or what, but whatever. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in to the next episode, whatever that'll be. Like, share, comment, you to do. See ya.